Okay, we're keeping the conversation going here when it comes to homeschool during this time. Today we have Hannah and Phil, otherwise known as Madame and Principal Lettieri at St. Basil. Thanks for joining me, you guys.
Hi.
So we've been at this, I guess, for a number of weeks now. I'm wondering how your school has maybe evolved with connecting to the students at this time.
So since we first began, one of our big priorities was getting students and families accustomed to virtual platforms and learning at home. And so I know at our school in particular, our school boards provide up to 250 laptops to students to help them stay connected. And the feedback that we're hearing from parents has been really positive. We just had a Catholic School Council meeting, otherwise known as your Parent Council, last night via Zoom. And it represents parents from kindergarten to grade 8, and feedback was great. That they appreciated that educators are making connections regularly with their students, supporting them with learning how to use those platforms and providing feedback. So I think people are becoming more accustomed to it, and we as educators the same as the students and parents. So it's actually been a positive experience.
Okay, so Hannah, I know you teach kindergarten. How have you maybe seen it evolve? Maybe families that started out with kids that were highly motivated, maybe might need an extra push right now, or vice versa. How's the reaction been with your classroom?
Since the beginning of the year, I've used an online platform just to keep parents updated and to send them pictures and videos of what their child has been learning. So that was kind of seamless because we just went from it being me sending from school to sending from home. But finding activities that would be easy to do at home has been a learning curve. And so I'm constantly asking the parents, like in the chats, for feedback, or, was this a task that was manageable for your family? Because I know that families with students of kindergarten age, they often have younger siblings. So there's that challenge as well, right? Keeping the younger sibling entertained. So so it's been a learning curve for everybody.
Absolutely. I know for myself, there's been a lot of highs and lows. And I have heard that some people are deciding to opt out. So what would you say to those families maybe?
I think it's really important that families stay connected to school. And that's been a priority of ours from the beginning. And doing the little things to make students still feel connected to the school, such as, like at St. Basil's, every Wednesday is Spirit Day. And today, for instance, is Spirit Day. So we're encouraging the students, dress in your spirit wear, send pictures on your virtual platforms to show that you still have that school spirit. Little things like still nominating their classmates for being leader like Jesus, listening to our weekly hymns, things that they would be accustomed to if we were in the regular school day, we're still providing. So having them feel connected that way. But for me, if a parent expressed wanting to do their own thing or feeling disconnected, my first question would be, okay, what are the barriers? What is causing you to feel that way? Because we have a school team, a classroom team set up to support families and support students, whether it's the teacher. Right now we have our arts and French NSL teachers working with students as well, educational assistants, all working together to support students, whether it's calling them, whether it's doing the work with them via Google Meet or a virtual way. So I think that it would be kind of understanding, okay, what's the barrier? And then explaining that, hey, we can be flexible. So if the work is too much, well, let's work around your schedule and see, okay, how can we support you? Maybe we're only going to focus on 1 or 2 tasks and give them that choice. But we really want students to be able to receive feedback from an educator, because that's the key to this whole thing. This whole learning at home is about learning processes and continuing learning to prevent that gap in learning from being away from school. It's not about necessarily a product or a mark. It's about getting feedback from an educator to improve student learning.
And I also think from a mental health perspective, that being connected to your school, it would be an important part of our mental health during these times especially. And I know for me, being connected to my classroom is good for my own mental health, because I get to still see videos of their cute faces and their families and to chat, because we're all so isolated at home, right? So I would encourage families to reach out to your teacher, ask for something different that might be more manageable for your lifestyle, because everybody's doing something, has their own home life, right? And I know, for example, for the month of May, our curriculum team has given out a math learning menu. So instead of assigning a specific math task that has to be done on that day, there's a menu. So the child could pick 1 or 2 things from that menu, and out of, I think there's 9 on there that you would then complete by the end of the week. So the child could pick something that they're interested in, that would be motivating. And some of them are outdoor activities, indoor activities. So yeah, I think reach out to your educator to see if there can be something planned that's different.
Because the nice piece too about what our school board is doing with this learning at home is it's individualized to each classroom. It's not a set program that's being rolled out consistently in every grade. It's up to the classroom team to provide instruction that is catered to their students and differentiated for their students. So that's, again, goes back to whatever that barrier is, you can differentiate the program. You can adjust it so that it's interesting to you, but that you're still connected to that educator to give you that support and that feedback. So I think that's really key.
Yeah, because I also think it just dawned on me that children in this situation might feel somewhat powerless in terms of their situation, right? So they're not quite understanding the gravity of this situation, and being told you have to stay at home, you have to stay away from your friends, you can't do your regular activities. Giving them different choices or options would be a positive thing, right? Would keep them motivated rather than saying you have to stay home and now you have to do this task, right? I think that as educators, we are all willing to be flexible and support, because that's the main goal, right? To keep everyone healthy and happy.
So parents shouldn't be, I guess, afraid to ask for that help, right? It's not just the children that are asking for help.
We're kind of in this coaching role right now. We're coaching families on how to continue learning. And I think that conversation with a parent, to hear from either the principal, vice principal, teacher, EA, whoever it may be, can be reassuring for them. And I would suggest reach out to them. They're available. That's what we're here for. And definitely take advantage of that, because we want to help.
And if you're kind of nervous to ask the teacher, perhaps go to the principal and start at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would say reach out to the principal. We'll make it happen for sure.
That's amazing advice for sure. And I know it comes from the two of you with 3 children at home. You're obviously living what you're talking as well, in terms of working and leading education for 3 different ages as well. So thank you so much for your time, and thanks for your tips.
Okay. Thank you.